Icehouse is one of Australia's most successful bands, selling millions of albums around the world. Next year marks 40 years since the band's first live show, and they're celebrating with a national tour. Today, legendary frontman Iva Davies spoke exclusively to Mark Gibson.
Iva Davies, welcome to Today Tonight. What's your favourite Icehouse song?
Oh, that's a really unfair question. It's very hard to go past Great Southern Land just because of where it's sort of ended up in the kind of firmament of Australian culture, if I dare say that. I think probably from a personal point of view, the song Man of Colours is the closest thing I ever came to of having one of those songs that just wrote itself in another universe and then was beamed in through a black hole. It was just, you know, it was as if I hadn't ever touched it. It just arrived complete, and it was so magical.
It's easy to forget how big Icehouse was. In 1987, Man of Colours became the highest-selling Australian album ever, with #1 hits here and in the US. I think Electric Blue was probably my favourite on that album for two reasons. One, killer song. Two, I reckon your hair was at its peak for that video clip.
I'm remembered for all the wrong reasons. Well, that was an amazing experience because, of course, I wrote it with John Oates of Hall & Oates. He made me promise. He said, you make sure you record this and put it out as a single, because if you don't, Hall & Oates will, and it will be a hit.
Wow. Originally called Flowers, the band's first gig was at a Sydney surf club in 1977.
The band was called Flowers, the album was called Icehouse, and then that attracted a lot of international record company attention. And so eventually we were signed to an international record company, and they said, we'll have to do a search on your name. And they came back to us and said, you can't use Flowers.
The name was already taken, so in 1981 they became Icehouse, which posed its own problems.
We went to America, and one of our biggest markets became Texas. And in Texas, an Icehouse is a bottle shop.
Right. And here, you don't want to know what goes on in an ice house in Australia these days.
Yeah, times have changed.
And how cool that we can still listen to those songs, and they are great pop songs.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, a lot of them were... My process of writing songs often was like sweating blood, I've got to say. It never was an easy thing for me. And it wasn't uncommon for me to spend 2 weeks writing one song.
Iva revealed their biggest hit was a big surprise.
Great Southern Land, I had no idea the way that people would react to that song at all.
Really?
Didn't have a clue.
Talk about standing the test of time.
Well, yeah.
It's an anthem.
That was one of the ones that kind of went through my radar.
40 years after that very first gig, they're about to tour again. The lineup's changed, but the music is just as good. Can't wait to see it. Thanks for coming and having a chat.
It's a pleasure.
Icehouse will play Crown Theatre on February 1 and 2. Tickets are on sale now.